Raiders, so it'll be 5 yards forward. So that brings up 4th and 2. The Raiders. And now a referee's got to go back. One of the officials has to go back and grab his flag there. So let's see here. And now once again nearly blocked, but he does get off a good punt. Fair catch called for, and it takes it just shy of the 40. So decent field position for the Raiders. Take over at their own 39 with a 6-0 lead. 3:03 to go here in the first quarter here, game 2 of the season. Game rescheduled from last night. This doesn't feel like a varsity game with the small crowd. I think we have maybe 500 people in the stadium. I certainly understand a lot of them not being able to come back today, but hats off to the ones who did, certainly, especially the Plainfield fans who basically, are making back-to-back 160-mile round trips. So putting a lot of miles on the odometer this weekend to start off Labor Day weekend. So now one receiver at each side, one running back. I believe it's Gonzalez. And now a handoff. And when we got him, we read it and we got him for a loss. He faked. Maxwell took the carry. He was lining up as a wide receiver. Then he suddenly dashed toward Nikoloff for the handoff, but we were right on top of it. So good job. We've made a couple of good stops here. That was Gabriel Maxwell there with his first rush of the game. Goes for -1 there for the Raiders. So now 2 receivers to the right, and now immediately a pass over to the right, and he's brought down. And the ball comes out. I think they're saying he was down first, but if it's Jacob Schwartz did get the reception, they're saying that he caught it for a short gain. The gain of about 2. 3rd and 9 now. Nikoloff has completed 4 of his first 6 passes for 53 yards. Now, he's rushed, and the pass is deflected, so it'll bring up another 4th down. So apparently a second consecutive 3 and out for the Raiders after they scored on the first possession. The score remains 6-0. 1:59 to go in the first quarter. Now we just got to get a score here. A touchdown and a conversion, and we got the lead. So Sullivan, they're running back, also punting here. It's a high, relatively short punt. Bounces bounces around the Harrison 30. Bounces right around the Harrison 39, then about 2 more yards and goes out of bounds. So Plainfield will be taking over in decent field position here. Coming at you live here in Tippecanoe County, about 5 miles north of Purdue, where the Purdue Boilermakers are now starting off their season today. That could be part of the reason for the lower attendance here. Probably a lot of Harrison fans are also Purdue fans. My son Liam now filming elevators out there at Purdue for the 2nd day in a row. So now handoff to Starnes, and he's got a hole in the middle, and he gets up to about the 50. He's going to have maybe the first down, or if not a yard short. Starnes was 2 for 52 on the first possession. No, I'm sorry, that was Sabank. That was Sabank on a keeper. Now it gives it to Starnes again, and then this time they're right on top of him, and he gets maybe 2 or 3. So he picks up about 3 there. So now 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 1 running back. Takes snap. Fakes the handoff. No, he does give it to Starnes, and he's spins his way around after being hit, and he gets maybe one or two. Give him credit for two there. And now we've got a whistle here. Encroachment against the Raiders, 5 yards. Okay. So that'll make it 2nd and 3. So we'll take any free yards we can get at this point. So we got it now at the 41, 2nd and 3. 23 seconds to go and counting. 15 on the play clock. I almost said shot clock. So now handoff up the middle. And I think he got the first down. Wayrich, yeah. So Wayrich will get 3 or 4 there, and he does have a first down. So 7.7 seconds to go. The clock stops to move the chains. However, we do not have to run another play here. And the clock runs out. So after 1 quarter of play here on this rescheduling in Tippecanoe County, your score, Harrison 6, Plainfield 0. But the Quakers are on a very promising drive. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. This broadcast of Plainfield Quakers football is brought to you because of the generous donations of our sponsors. We would like to thank them, and we hope you will support them. They are Remax Centerstone Julia Berberich, Ganell Financial, Crone Family Construction, My IT Indy Ryan Grimes, I-70 Wrecker Service and Garage, BGW Construction LLC, Legacy Motorsports, Crest Point Real Estate, Chris Pearson's Selwith Jones and the Stewart Home Group, and Ellison Associates. Thank you, sponsors. Your support for the student athletes of Plainfield High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Tippecanoe County, we're starting second quarter here in this Saturday morning rescheduling of last night's postponed varsity game with your Plainfield Quakers now trailing the Harrison Raiders 6-0. And, I feel a little bit lethargic. I think I'll come alive the more the game goes on. But anyway, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 2 running backs now. Sabankin shotgun takes the snap, and now he's got the Starnes up the middle. He's inside the 20, so it's going to be a gain of nearly 20 yards for Luke Starnes. Luke Starnes, undoubtedly the MVP of this game through the first 1.5 games. Gave him credit for 17. That'll make it 1st and 10 at the 19. The best field position that the Quakers have had so far in this game. So now 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 2 running backs, Sabankin shotgun. Takes the snap. This time fakes handoffs to Wayrich. Wayrich does get it, and he's up for about 5 or 6. So Weston Wayrich, the senior, trying to get a college scholarship with his best gain of the morning so far. They give him a better spot than I thought. Gave him 6 there. All right. So 2nd and 4 now. Wayrich starting to hit his stride there. So now we've got 1 receiver to each side. We got Starnes and Wayrich at the running back position. Sabankin shotgun. Hands off to Starnes, and he's inside the 10, inside the 5. He's close to the end zone. He's going to be just short. So Starnes gets us knocking on the door of taking the lead here. We need the touchdown and the 1-point conversion or 2-point conversion. Either one will put us ahead. 11 yards gained there by Starnes, bringing it to the 2. Terre Haute South had few answers for him last week. Harrison has not had many answers for him tonight or this morning either. So now one receiver at each side. Starnes and Wayrich, the running backs, to Bonk in shotgun. Takes it, hands off, and now did he get it? So Luke Starnes, takes it in. Starnes with his third touchdown in 6 quarters this season. So Plainfield is an extra point away from tying it here with 10:58 to go in the quarter. Luke Starnes, I have already 7 rushes, 85 yards, 1 touchdown, his third of the season. So now Leo Hayob, if he hits this, we will have the lead. It is up, and it is good. So Plainfield has come back from going down on their first possession to take a 7-6 lead here with 10:58 to go here in the second quarter on a beautiful Saturday late morning here in the Purdue suburbs. Starnes had a great start to last season, did not finish strong because on the having to play from behind most of the last 3 games neutralized our rushing offense. He's back with a vengeance this season as a junior. Should be a big college prospect a year from now. Well, he already is a big college prospect, but I mean, he's going to be, a lot of teams are going to be vying for his services next year. Hopefully legally, but Unfortunately, a lot of corruption in big time college sports. But I'll tell you one thing. Of 13 years with Plainfield, I'm just so impressed with the quality of the people in this program. We have great kids, great parents, great staff. A good example of Americana, of what's everything that's right about this country. There are a lot of things that are wrong with America right now, but there are still a lot of things that are right with it, and we can use the right to fix the wrong. So Hayob, 4 for 6 on kickoffs, getting them into the end zone for touchbacks this season. Will he make it 6 for 8? Let's see. It's a deep kick, and I think it's going to be fielded right at the 3, right up to the 10, 15, 20, and he's knocked out of bounds around the 23. Gonzalez is dangerous, got a 78-yard kickoff return for a touchdown last week in the win over West Lafayette, in addition to 2 rushing touchdowns, but they stopped him for an average gain right there. So Harrison gets the ball. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Nikoloff in shotgun. And now it looks like he fumbled the snap and just fell on it. So Nikoloff recovers his own fumble, but it's going to be for a big loss. Hopefully it won't be too hot here, but totaling for 35 yards and touchdown. So now, it's now a short pass up to Maxwell. So Maxwell gets about 5 yards back. And now throws deep, and it's over his head, incomplete. So now it looks like they will be punting again. So 5 for 9 through for 5 for 9 through the air for Nikoloff. So now it'll be another punt for the Raiders after they scored at will on their first possession. Plainfield will get the ball back with a chance to build on their 7-6 lead. And I'll tell you, while my hope is that my hope is that we'll get this touchdown. But here's the thing. We did not go for any 2-point conversions last week after going for 20 last year and making 13 of them. If we get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, we got a 2-possession lead, and that'll put us really in the driver's seat. But it's a great punt though. And Starnes chases it down, picks it up on several hops at the 24, bringing it up to the 30, 35, up to about the 36 there. So nice return there by Luke Starnes. So 9:18 to go here in the second quarter. Your Plainfield Quakers look like they're starting to settle down after that rough start. So anyway, they marked it at the 37, so they gave him 1 more yard than I thought. So that's good. So now the Quakers take it. Sabank doing a solid job managing the offense so far through the season. 2 running backs, 2 receivers out to the left, hands off, and he's up there for about 4. That was Wayrich again. Wayrich, a very solid backup last year as a junior, now even better backup this year as a senior. Hopefully it will be enough to get him a college scholarship. Very good job, taking some of the load off Starnes. 2nd and 6 at the 40 now. I have Starnes 5 for 17. He had a touchdown last week. So now 2 receivers to the left, 2 running backs. Man in motion. What Starnes? He's up the middle, and he's going to be very close to the first down. Might be 1 yard short. Starnes already closing in on 2 100-yard gains to start off the season. So you give him credit for 4. I have him 8 for 89 and a touchdown now. Quakers 3rd and 2 at the 46, 8:11 to go and counting here in the second quarter. Really important we get this first down. We got 2 receivers out to the right, including Wayrich is lined up now as a wide receiver to the right now. Looks like Starnes is in there at running back. And now fakes the handoff, and Sabank takes it around himself, and he does have the first down. So Sabank showing decent running ability in his own right. You don't necessarily you don't always need your quarterback to be a good rusher, but it's always good if he has at least enough mobility that he can get a few yards when you need them, and you help take pressure off of your lead back or 2. So 3 yards there by Sabank. I have him 3 for 13. So 2 receivers to the left. Starnes now fakes the handoff to Starnes, rolls left, and he looks to throw. He's got a completion there inside the 30, and he's knocked out. No, he stays on his feet and gets up to about the 20. So some nice footwork there. Who was that? So that's a 29-yard gain there by Jack Aldridge there. No, I'm sorry, that was Ethan Ellis. Ethan Ellis, the PA guy, was one number off. I can see how the ones and zeros can get confused in this bright sunlight. So that was Ethan Ellis, who scored a touchdown last week on a rush. Now it's Starnes up the middle for about 3. So the Quakers in the red zone for the second consecutive possession. Last time they ended up getting a touchdown by Starnes. So 2nd and 8 now at the 17 for the Quakers. Now Sabank looks the straw and he throws into the end zone now, and it's dropped. He was going for Ellis. So, but yeah, I'll tell you though, I like the confidence that he showed there. And I think that was, that being the first long completion of his career, 30 yards on the earlier on the drive, I think it gave him some confidence. So that's good. So Sabank, I have him 2 for 5 now for 28 yards. So Plainfield showing a little bit of showing signs now of establishing some sort of passing offense, which is important to help take some of the pressure off Starnes and Way Rich. And now handoff there to I believe that was Ray Rich. He rushes up to about the 12. It's going to be 4th and short here. I think they're going to go for a field goal, 31 yards. This is in Hayop's range. They give Way Rich credit for 3 there. So now Leo Hayop 1 for 2 on field goals last week. No, they are going for it on. Okay, they are going for they. I think they just tried to trick them. Now they're in field goal formation. So this is 31 yards. This would give a 10-6 lead to the Quakers. Kick is up, and it is going to be close, and it's off the right upright. Oh no! Hate to leave points on the field like that. Now the defense, a little more pressure on the defense. I think the kick might have been partially blocked. I couldn't tell, but it didn't go up quite right. But still, it still had good distance. It hit the upright, probably 10 or 15 feet above the crossbar. Nevertheless, Ethan Ellis, the sophomore, showing a lot of promise. That 30-yard reception there following the 10-yard touchdown rush last week. So now the Raiders start off with a short rush there. That was Sullivan. And now he's got a completion up the middle, and he's past the midfield, getting up to about the 40. So that's going to be a gain of about 36 there. That was to Clary, who had a couple of good moments in the so that should get their offensive momentum back after 3 consecutive just failing to score on 3 consecutive possessions here. And now a handoff there to Sullivan. He gets around the corner for maybe 2. Gonzalez. Nikoloff is 6 for 10 through the air, 89 yards and a touchdown. But yeah, it'd be great if we could stop him here, retain the lead. We do get the ball first to start the second half. 4:10 now to go in the second quarter. So now snap, throws up the middle, and he's got a completion for the first down. He breaks the tackle inside the 20, and he's dragged down about the 15. So now on this drive, possession passes to Clary of 22 and 58 yards. So Clary also had a touchdown there in the and now he fakes the handoff and takes it up himself. So Nikoloff gets inside the 10 for about 6 yards there. So now, 2nd and 4 for the Raiders. And now a rush up the middle, and it's going to be brought down for 2 or 3, bringing up a very big 3rd down for the Quakers defense here. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half now. I think that was Sullivan there. They give him credit for about 1 yard. I have him 6 carries, 32 yards so far. So now, handoff, but they're right on top of him. They bring him down, and he doesn't get the first. Right on top of Gonzalez there. So it's going to be a 4th down now. So will they go for the field goal, or will they go for the... And actually, it was a 2-yard loss there by Gonzalez. So good job reading it by the Quakers. And now we got a timeout here with 2:05 to go. And I would imagine that if, the Raiders take a timeout now, this would be a 27-yard field goal. I'm sorry, there's Plainfield taking the timeout, excuse me. The first timeout taken by either team in this game. So anyway. So for those of you just joining us, you got Saturday morning varsity football here because last night's game between Plainfield and Harrison up here in Tippecanoe County was postponed because of lightning, but now we're back in action. And Plainfield leads 7-6, 2:05 to go here in the second quarter. Harrison has the ball 4th and 4 on the 10-yard line. They're about to attempt a field goal that would give them the lead back at 9-7. The snap. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Raiders regained the lead with 2:01 to go now in the quarter. Zeke Sherry there on the field goal for the Raiders. Sherry, a good Irish name. I'm Irish American myself, among a bunch of other things. I have actually very diverse ancestry, primarily Irish, English, German, and Swedish, but a lot of other little stuff. I'm actually a genealogist. I've delved very deeply into my family tree. It's fascinating. I'll talk more about that sometime. When I have more, probably halftime some game, because I'll probably talk more about my genealogy and halftime of some game, because I found out that I actually have a distant relation to a few prominent athletes, which will I think bring some fun trivia. So anyway, it's a squib kick, And fielded around the 31, brought up to the and he trips, gets brought down to the 39. So the Quakers with 2 timeouts and 158 to go have time to do something here. So now Quakers take the ball. Well, they can one more yard than I expected at the 40 here. Now handoff. He's up the middle for about 3. They'll bring up. He's up the middle for about. So Luke Starnes there. Give him credit for 4 there. 2nd and 6 at their own 44. 1:37 to go and counting. Plainfield down by 2. And late in the first half, still with 2 timeouts. Screen pass to Starnes now. He's got it, and he gets about 4 yards and gets out of bounds. Good job, Luke. Preserve that timeout, bringing up 3rd and short. Starnes already closing in on 100 yards. I have him 10 for 95 through the air, and gave him 3 yards on that reception there. So 3rd and 3 for the Quakers at their own 47, 1:27 to go. Clock stopped after getting out of bounds there. So we've got now 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff there to Starnes. He's got the first down and more inside the 45, 40, 35, 30. Brought down from behind around the 25. So Luke Starnes about 28 yards there. All right. So the Quakers are in business, threatening to take the lead into the half. And remember, we get the ball first to start the second half. 28 yards there for Starnes. That puts him well over 100 on the game. I have him 11 for 133. He had 145 last week in the whole game. Now he's got almost that in the first half tonight. So 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Takes the handoff to Starnes, throws up the middle. Oh, just the timing was off. So the clock stops, 1:07 to go. Still 2 timeouts left. Sabank, 3 of 7 in this game. Last week, all but 1 of his passes were very short. He's thrown deep about 3 times tonight, so showing some more confidence. We're trying to establish more of a passing offense, but the important thing is that we get that lead before we go into the locker room here, trailing 9-7 now after that field goal by Harrison. So 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff now to Starnes. Oh, he's tripped up and he only gets about 1. This might be a good time to take that timeout, and yes, they do. They do. All right, yeah, they've come too far to squander this. Last time we got down into the red zone, turned it over. We missed a 27-year. God, I'm sorry, I'm tongue-tied. Maybe it's this early morning football that I don't do very well with, but nevertheless, we have a we squandered an opportunity. We left some points on the field on that missed 31-yard field goal attempt there by Hayob, who overall has had a great senior season so far through his first game and a half. 1 minute even to go here in the second quarter here at rural Tippecanoe County, about 5 miles south of Purdue, where the Boilermakers are about to start their 2024 season. My mom and both of her siblings went to Purdue. So obviously they were fans, as were their parents, my grandparents. So 3rd and 9 now for the Quakers at the Harrison 24. So Sabank now in shotgun. Wayrich now the running back. Sort of a bunch formation. So let's see what we do here. Come on, boys. Let's get a score here. Low snap, but he gets it. Drops back. And now he's brought down for a sack. Oh no, that's about a 6-yard loss there. So 52.1 seconds left. I guess the clock has stopped, so maybe Plainfield took that last timeout. This is obviously 4-down territory. Oh, Harrison took the timeout, so we actually still have a timeout left in the unlikely event that we would be in a position where it would make sense to use it. So 4th and 16 now at the 31. Well, we're showing a lot of promise. We've done a lot of good things so far in the first half, but we're not finishing drives, and that's what's killed us. If we regularly finish drives in the second half, I think we're going to get out of here with the win, trailing 9-7 now. So here's a quick rundown. Well, actually, we'll hold that thought here. But yeah, so Bonk, obviously, rough time there. That 7-yard loss there. So the Quakers going for it now. 4th and 16 at the 31. Takes snap, drops back. He's got plenty of time. Throws. It's got a completion there to Starnes. He's got some room on the right side, and we got a flag here. He gets far short of the first down. He does get up about 10 yards, but let's see what the flag's all about. Got 2 officials deliberating now. It was a great effort by Starnes. I mean, he caught the ball right around the line of scrimmage, and he got up to get back a big chunk of the, what we lost at least. Which, even if it results in Harrison taking over, at least, they don't have real good field position. Only 41.6 seconds to go, 2 timeouts. They likely would be very conservative, if not run out the entire clock. But let's see what the call is. Illegal man downfield for the Quakers. So I guess they'll decline the penalty. And then we will yeah. First down for the Raiders. So the Raiders take over. It looks like they will take the lead into the locker room. Unfortunately, though, we do get the ball first to start the second half. And our offense has generally played better as the game has gotten on. But gosh, we're leaving too many points on the field. I mean, that's twice now we've hold on. And now we brought him down for a loss there. So I'd imagine at that point, after that 5-yard loss by Nikoloff, probably they'll just let the rest of the half run off. 16 seconds. Yeah, they're not even just getting in stance. They don't have to run another play, and they're not even getting in stance. So now the players from Harrison starting to walk to the locker room. The Quakers following suit. So at halftime here in this rescheduled game, your score, the Harrison Raiders 9, your Plainfield Quakers 7. We'll be back with the first half recap and a look ahead to the second half after these words from our sponsors and audiosportsonline.com. This broadcast of Plainfield Quakers football is brought to you because of the generous donations of our sponsors. We would like to thank them, and we hope you will support them. They are Remax Centerstone, Julia Berberich, Ganell Financial, Crone Family Construction, My IT ND Ryan Grimes, I-70 Wrecker Service and Garage, BGW Construction LLC, Legacy Motorsports, Crest Point Real Estate, Chris Pearson, Selwith Jones, the Stewart Home Group, Ellis and Associates. Thank you, business partners. Your support for the student athletes of Plainfield High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Tippecanoe County, we're at halftime in game 2 of the season, being played on a Saturday morning slash afternoon after last night's lightning delay that postponed the game. It's been a game in which your Quakers have done a lot of good things, but maybe because of fatigue, maybe being disoriented by playing in the sun, they've struggled to finish drives despite moving the ball very well. And once again, they got off to a slow start, but then overcame it to take the lead, but struggled to put the opponent away. Harrison got the ball first and scored on their first possession on a 10-yard pass from Landon Nikoloff to Quinn Clary, however, the extra point failed, making the score 6-0. Then after that, Plainfield started to hold the Raiders offense, limiting them to 3 consecutive turnovers on downs or punts. And then finally, with 10:58 to go in the second quarter, Luke Starnes scored on a 2-yard touchdown rush, his 3rd of the season. And the extra point was good, making it 7-0. However, then after the Quakers got it down to the 14, a 31-yard field goal by Hayob was no good. And then with 2:01 to go in the half, Zeke Sherry hit a 27-yard field goal, making it 9-7. And the Quakers got the ball down as far as the 24, but then a 7-yard sack on starting quarterback Bryce Sabank brought the Quakers back to the 31, and then they committed a penalty for illegal man downfield on the 4th down and 16 play. The penalty was declined, and Harrison did not score. So your score, once again, at the half, 9-7. To look at the individual statistics, first of all for Plainfield, Bryce Sabank's thrown a little more tonight, especially thrown deep a little more. He's completed 3 of 7 passes for 31 yards. Ethan Ellis has 1 reception for 30. Starnes 2 for 1. On the ground, Starnes, another monster game in the making. 12 rushes, 134 yards, 1 touchdown. Weston Wayrich doing a solid job as the number 2 guy, 6 for 20. And Sabank is 4 for 6. Meanwhile, for Harrison, Landon Nikoloff's completed 6 of 11 passes for 114 yards and 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Quinn Clary has three receptions for 93 yards and a touchdown. Jack Gonzalez 1 for 16. Gabriel Maxwell 1 for 3. Jacob Schwartz 1 for 2. On the ground, Michael Sullivan has 6 rushes for 32 yards. Jack Gonzalez 3 for 28. Landon Nikoloff 3 for 2. And Gabriel Maxwell 1 for -2. And I am very hot right now. I have a quiet room here, which is great for the broadcast, but I am very, very hot. So I'm going to go to the cooler right now. Hopefully they still have some sodas here because I need one very badly right now. And let's see here. Okay, they got a Diet Coke here. So thank you to the fine staff. Also, last night I had a little bit of luck. Last week, last year I was really frustrated because Plainfield serves us pizza. So they serve pizza to the media every game, and it's one of the many things I love about Plainfield. It's trivial compared to some of the other things, but it just underscores what great hosts they are. But of all the road opponents last year, only Whiteland served pizza to the media, and in fact I said only half jokingly that to thank them for that I was going to add them to my will. Well, last night, right before the game got canceled, they brought in about 4 Papa John's pizzas. And anyway, there was one, everybody left, and I was the last one in the press box, and there were all these pizzas there. And there was one, I think there was only one slice that had been taken. I took the whole thing home with me. And I split it with my son on the way home. So I'll have to add the Harrison Athletic Department to my will now. So It's a small but now a slightly growing list. So anyway, right now with 10:24 to go in the 10:24 to go here on the halftime clock, let's take a look at what the other Hendricks County teams are up to right now. Two of them actually managed to play last night, and the other three are scheduled to play at various times today. Anyway, the Brownsburg Bulldogs moved up a notch to number 6 this week after a 45-14 home win over 10-time state champion Fort Wayne Dwenger. Tonight, or the last night, the Bulldogs were scheduled to play the number 3 ranked Cathedral Fighting Irish, the 14-time state champions and the winningest program in state history. That game is now scheduled to be played today at the beautiful stadium on the campus of Marian University in West Indianapolis, where Cardinal Ritter High School also plays. So we're glad to see that great facility getting so much good use here, only about 10 years old. It's really one of the nicest stadiums here in Indiana. And then also in Class 6A, the Avon Orioles were also postponed until today. They lost a week ago last night here in Tippecanoe County, 41-28 to the Lafayette Jeff Broncos. The win moved Lafayette Jeff into the Class 5A poll at number 12. Today, Avon hosts 8th ranked and 10-time state champion Ben Davis, the Giants. In Class 4A, last week the Danville Warriors lost at home to the currently number 3 ranked team in Class 3A, the Gibson Southern Titans. Last night Danville did manage to get their home game played and got an easy win over the Purdue Polytechnic Techies by a score of 27-0. In Class 3A, the 4-time state champion Tri-West Bruins last week won 43-7 as they visited the Western Panthers. Last night, they had a slight setback, losing 27-28 in the first of a 3-game homestand as they hosted the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves. Brebeuf Jesuit, again, ranked number 8 in Class 4A. They won 27-21. So Tri-West drops to 1-1. And finally, in Class 3A, Cascade, the Cadets won their opener down in Trafalgar 21-18 over the Indian Creek Braves tonight. Today, the Cadets will play their home opener against the Montgomery Chargers. Well, I'll tell you, the last time that I was here the first time that I was here in Tippecanoe County, it was back in 2013. Well, let me back up. The first time I ever commentated Harrison, it was back in 2013. I was doing a few games for Zionsville at the time. They were an audio sports online school. And at the time, they were Harrison was in the midst of a 31-game losing streak. Hard to believe. Things have changed a lot since then. It wasn't that the program was as bad as you would expect from a 31-game losing streak. It was that they basically it was a bad decision on the part of many parties. They and 2 other Tippecanoe County schools, Lafayette Jeff and Lafayette McCutcheon, were added to the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, making it a 10-team league. The Hoosier Crossroads Conference being the second best conference in the state behind the Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference, which at the time featured Carmel, Ben Davis, Warren Central, and Center Grove, which was why they were ranked as one of the top 2 or 3 conferences in the whole country. So anyway, the Tippecanoe County schools were in a situation where they were just not able to, be very competitive. And it was also bad logistically because they were having to make 3 or 4 trips to the Indianapolis metropolitan area every year. And that's so hard on the kids and on the fans. So anyway, then the 3 Tippecanoe County teams were dropped for the 2014 season and joined the much weaker North Central Conference. And since then, in the first 10 seasons since then, Harrison's had 9 winning seasons, won 2 sectionals. But anyway, that winning streak it turns to 32 that night when Zionsville beat Harrison. That ended up being the sixth longest losing streak in state history. And right now, let's look at the top 10. Number one was Fort Wayne Elmhurst. The Trojans lost a whopping 64 consecutive games from 1996 to 2002. Now, that's a very impressive streak, but believe it or not, it actually comes with an asterisk because Edinburgh actually lost 68 consecutive games on the field from 2004 to 2009. However, the 16th of those was retroactively awarded to the Lancers by forfeit. I guess their opponent had used an ineligible player. So officially, Edinburgh's winning streak was only 52, which is still good for second place. The Lancers have had some decent seasons since then, but now there seem like they seem to be falling on hard times again. They got destroyed last night by Cloverdale, which has been a pretty bad program in recent years, almost a rock bottom program. I think it was 62-0 last night. But anyway, third longest losing streak, Northeastern lost 46 lost 46 in a row from 1985 to 1990. Ironically, Northwestern at one time had the all-time losingest. I don't know if it was the overall, no, not the overall, but at least the longest Division I college losing streak. And Northwestern did, but Northeastern third longest in Indiana with 46. Then in fourth place is Fort Wayne Elmhurst. Like I said, they had the longest losing streak at 64. They also lost 45 in a row from 2004 to 2008. And then in what's from a football standpoint seemed like a mercy killing, the school was shut down in 2010 just as a part of a contraction of the Fort Wayne school system. However, it should be noted that the Trojans actually had some success in other sports. In fact, the year before they closed, they actually won the Class 3A state championship in girls basketball. In fact, Fort Wayne, I think it was just a few months ago, the Fort Wayne Elmhurst was finally torn down. And so that was very sad, I'm sure, for all the kids who went there. Fifth longest losing streak in state history, Southern Wells lost 41 in a row from 1986 to 91. Then Taylor, then there's a two-way tie for sixth. Taylor lost 38 from 2011 to 2015. Harrison lost 38 in a row from 2010 to 2014. Oh, Muncie Central is a three-way tie for sixth. They lost 38 in a row from 1981 to 84. And then in ninth place, Turkey Run lost 37 in a row from 2007 to 2011. The Warriors no longer exist because Turkey Run and nearby Rockville combined. They consolidated several years ago to form Park Heritage High School, which has had some success in Class 1A. And then in 10th place, we got a two-way tie. Arsenal Tech lost 36 in a row from 2000 to 2004, as did Greencastle from 1997 to 2001. And of all those schools, I think the one I was most surprised to see on there was Greencastle, because I think of them as being generally a good athletic department, in the low to mid-level classes. But anyway, now with 1:43 to go on the pregame clock, the team's taking the field now, getting ready to start the second half. When we come back, the score will be, the score is Harrison 9, Plainfield 7. The Quakers do get the ball first to start the second half. Right now, let's hear again from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with the second half. Hopefully, will be a big Quakers comeback for the win. This broadcast of Plainfield Quakers High School is brought to you because of the generous donations of our sponsors. We would like to recognize them, and we hope you will support them. They are Remax Centerstone, Julia Berberich, Ganell Financial, Crone Family Construction, My IT Indy, Ryan Grimes, I-70 Record Service and Garage, BGW Construction LLC, Legacy Motorsports, Crest Point Real Estate, Chris Pearson's Selwith Jones and the Stewart Home Group, and Ellison Associates. Thank you, partners. Your support for the student athletes of Plainfield High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Tippecanoe County, we're about to start the second half here in this rescheduled game between your Plainfield Quakers and the suddenly arch rival Harrison Raiders. Plainfield trails Harrison at the half by a score of 9-7. The Quakers do get the ball first to start the second half. They've moved the ball well most of the game, but they've struggled to sustain drives. 3 times they've gotten inside the 30, come away with no points. So they've got to change that this time. So now, I told Coach Bless right a day or two after last season ended that their slogan for this season, the season we're in now, should be finish strong. Finish strong. Last year we started weak, finished strong. Started 5-0, went 1-4 the rest of the way. Lost our last 3. Lost by 26 right here at Harrison in the first round of the playoffs. After beating them 15-14 in the regular season. So now I think I need to amend that a little bit from finish strong to finish drive strong. We're having good drives, we're just not finishing them. We got to do that. We finish drives the rest of this game, we're going to be all right. So let's finish drive strong. That would have been my halftime speech, if I were Coach Bless. I really wonder how much fatigue is going to be a factor in this game. This is by far our longest road trip of the season, about 80 miles from the West Indianapolis suburb of Plainfield up here to the Purdue suburb of rural Tippecanoe County. And, I know that I'm groggy, and I felt that my commentary was a little hard in the chat just because I'm energy. I'm about to down some of my Diet Coke. My son and I would have gotten a place up here last night. We would have changed it. But anyway, man. I would not be surprised if the kids, were a little groggy. Hopefully that's not going to be a factor. I mean, obviously, if there's going to be a fatigue factor, it would favor Harrison. I'm not making excuses. I'm just stating facts. There's a difference between an excuse and a fact. So hopefully we're going to be a little sharper in the second half. Right now we got 12 minutes set on the clock here. And before we start the second half, all the teams are huddling. I am going to pop open my Diet Coke and I'm going to chug it because I am very, 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 very thirsty. Hold on a second. So just bear with me for a second while I'm going. Man, this is good. This is good stuff here. All right, I feel a lot better now. Cooled down too because it is super hot here in this press box. I'll tell you. So now Quakers sit to get the ball first to start the second half. So you got 2 men deep, three men deep. It looks like we got Starnes Ellis and one other guy deep for the Quakers here to receive the kickoff. 3 men deep. Deep kick here, and it might go into the end zone for a touchback. Fielded about the 1, brought up to the 10, the 15, and he's dodges a couple of tackles, gets up to about the 17 there. So nice second and third effort. Didn't get a lot, but I like the effort. That was Ellis. I really like that young man. He got the touchdown on the double reverse last week. The double, on the double handoff there. So Quakers taking over to start the second half, 1st and 10 at their own 17, trailing by 2, 9-7 your score. On Coach Bless's Twitter page this morning, hold that thought. Two receivers now to the right. Now a handoff there to Starnes. He's up the middle, and he gets close to the first down, so good start to the drive. Starnes, I had him 12 for 134 in the first half. He had 145 last week. He's about to pass that. They give him credit for 6 there, bringing up 2nd and 4. So, boys, just be methodical. Take your time. Just keep moving the ball in the chains. And now, again, Starnes over to the left side, and he gets maybe a 1 or 2. He did not get the first, however. So bring up 3rd and short. They only give him credit for 1. So very critical 3rd down. We do not want to give the Raiders a chance to get the ball with the we do not want to give the Raiders the ball with a chance to take a 2-possession lead. That would be very hard for us to overcome when we're an offense that's been struggling to finish drives in this game. Possibly some of it is fatigue. I hate that these kids had to take these 2 long road trips. So now screen pass to Starnes. He dives forward. Did he get the first down? I think he's a yard short. So, yeah, they give him credit for 2. He needed 3. So now a lot of pressure cranked up on the defense here. I like the strategy. Starnes has been our best weapon all game, so you might as well go with him. He touched the ball on all 3 plays, 2 rushes and a reception, but we only got 9 of the needed 10 yards. So the punt and fair catch called for. However, the Quakers are going to down it just past midfield at about the 48. I'll tell you, I would like to walk across that field after this game. I can't afford to do it, unfortunately, but if I could, like I remember seeing President Trump a few months ago in Ohio. He went to a McDonald's and bought all those volunteer workers food. I would like to go over there across the field to the visiting bleachers and buy, a pizza and soda for all of those Quaker fans, those 50 or 60 who made this trip up here 2 days in a row. I mean, they are super fans. They really deserve it. So now starting off the next drive for for Harrison. God, I am sorry here. I'm not sure. Maybe I drank that my Diet Coke too fast because I was so darn thirsty, man. Okay, I'm okay. I promise. So now, Nikolov pass completion for about 4 or 5 yards there. That'll bring. So Schwartz gets it. It's going to be about 3rd and 5 or so. So they got it 3rd and they're marking it now. It looks like it's 3rd and 4 at the 45. Nikolov, I have him 7 of 12 now. Promising junior for the Raiders. So 1st and 10 for the 3rd and 4 for the Raiders. I know we got there's movement on the line and the play's whistled dead. Harrison seems to think it's against the Quakers, and unfortunately it is. So They don't have to earn the first down. It was 3rd and 4. Now it's 1st and 10 at the Plainfield 40. Come on, boys. Let's get a stop here. 8:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. 12:27 p.m. your time of day. Plainfield trailing 9-7. And now tries to sweep around the right side, and he spins around and gets to another first down, maybe one more. Good move there by Gonzalez. He started up light off to the left, then went in motion, and bounced him around the right side. I have him for 39 now. Gonzalez, a great athlete. I wonder if anybody ever calls him Speedy Gonzalez. I bet so. I assume a lot of kids today know who Speedy Gonzalez is. Maybe not. I don't know. And now I wonder receiver to each side. And now Nikolov in trouble, and he dodges. He takes it forward, and he actually gets about 2 or 3. So he did a good job. He could have been sacked there, but he gave a good effort to avoid a disaster. Give him credit for 3 there. So now they got him. They're marking him now. It says 2nd and 6 here. So now fakes the handoff to Sullivan, gives it to Gonzalez, and he's got some room on the right side. He's got the first down and more inside the 20, inside the 15, up close to the 10. So Jack Gonzalez. Gonzalez there with about 14 there. Yeah, he did get 14. So I have him 5 for 53 now. You got to get a stop here. Hopefully a turnover, but, at least, no worse than a field goal here. So now the handoff there to Sullivan. He's inside the 10, spins around, gets up to about the 7. Nice move there by Michael Sullivan. He's had a fairly quietly effective game. Inside the 10 there. Now they gave him even a little more than I thought. I have him made for 39 now, 2nd and 6. A 2nd and 8 at the 6, it says. I don't think the scoreboard operators, hold on. And now a rush up the middle here. It's going to get maybe 1 or 2. Okay, I'll hold that name. It's a Greek guy, but they stop him for no gain, and we got a flag here. And I think what it looked to me like, they were trying to Harrison was trying to rush it into. It was against Plainfield, unfortunately, so they got another unearned first down there. So, no, not quite. It's 3rd and 1. So they still got to earn the first. No, they looks like they're moving it. Okay, I think they changed it to half the distance to the goal. It looks like there's an official timeout here. Maybe there's some confusion among the officials. But it looked to me like maybe they caught the Quakers offsides by hurrying into formation. But let's see here. It looks it's between the 5 and 6 now. So now a 3rd and 1 at the 6 for the Raiders. The Quakers trying to, and now he's got through on the right side. But he looks like he lost his footing, and they bring him down for a loss. Michael Sullivan, and the ball comes out. And it goes into the end zone. But I think they're going to say the referee blew the whistle first and stopped the play. But nevertheless, that was a huge defensive play. It looked like he just lost his footing there. Sullivan did. So they lost a yard there. So now 4th and 7 at the 10. It looks like they're going to go for it instead of and now it fakes the handoff. And now Nikolov throws into the end zone, and it is intercepted. All right. So 4 interceptions in the first 7 quarters of the season. We intercepted Brady Wilson of Terre Haute North last week. I don't understand that call because their kicker has the range. I mean, that would have been a 24-yard field goal. And, and he already hit, Sherry already hit from 27, so we know it's in his range. And that would have at least given them a 5-point lead. So I don't understand that call at all. So Plainfield now, 5:40 to go. They take over for their second possession of the second half, still trailing by 2. So now, handoff there. He's got some room up the middle. Speeds his way up to about the 35. So Wayrich there with a 15-yard burst up the middle. And the Quakers looks like they're starting to regain the momentum. That's Wayrich's longest gain of the day. All right, so 1st and 10 for the Quakers at their own 35, trailing by 2, 5:26 to go here in the third quarter. Teams have had a hard time finishing drives, and maybe because of fatigue from last night. So now Wayrich again. This time he gets it up for 3 or 4. Likely have some college scouts here in the crowd today. 2nd and 6 now for the Quakers at their own 39. Second and 6 now. It's going, boys. It's a good big play here. 4:45 to go and counting in the third quarter, trailing by 2. And now a handoff up the middle. He might have the first down. That was Starnes there, back in it. If he didn't get it, he was within a yard. So it's going to be 3rd and very short. So Starnes, I have 15 for 146, already topping the 145 he got last week. 3rd and 1, very big 3rd down for the Quakers, although I assume it depends on how far it was, how far short of the first down it was, whether they'd go for it or not. But anyway, Wayrich gets it, and he does have the first down and maybe 1 or 2 more. So Weston Wayrich now getting a bigger chunk of the load and showing that he's worthy of it. 2 yards there. I have Wayrich, a very solid 9 for 41, about 4.5 a carry. Come on, boys. Let's get a score here. And now it starts up the middle, and he gets for about 5. Luke Starnes, changed directions 2 or 3 times on that play. Bringing up about 2nd and 5 here. Got it past midfield now up to the 49. Luke Starnes on pace to get over 200 yards in this game. 3:21 to go, 2nd and 4 for the Quakers. One receiver to each side now. Now Starnes up the middle again. This time doesn't get as much, maybe 2, bringing up 3rd and short. Yeah, another 2. Third and 2, a very big 3rd and 2 for the Quakers now at the Harrison 46. Between the 46 and 47 here. I'm going to take another chug of my soda here. Hold on. You're right. Let's get the first down, boys. We need it. We need it. It's one receiver on each side now. Hand off there to Starnes. He's got the first down and more. Over to the right side of the field. He's got breaks through. Pass for 35, pass for 30, up to about the 28. So that's a gain of close to 20 yards, maybe 20 yards even for Starnes. Inside the 30. Give him credit for 19 there. I have him now 18 for 173 on the game, about 9.5 a carry. Also got a touchdown, our only touchdown of the game so far. So the Quakers, they can't squander any more drives here. That plagued us in the first half. That's why we're trailing now. Only by 2, though. So we're lucky. The other teams had trouble sustaining drives also. So now I believe that was Wayrich who got the ball there. Gets up for 2 or 3. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter now. So 18 carries for Starnes, 10 for Wayrich. That goes for 2. Wayrich now 10 for 43. Last week, Starnes with 2 touchdowns, Wayrich 1, Starnes 1 tonight. Our only touchdown so far. Hopefully we got a few more coming. So now we got 2 receivers out to the left. 2 running backs in there. Screen pass to Starnes. He's got some room on the left side inside the 25. Nice shoulder hit of a tackler, and he gets up to about the 20, so it's going to be 3rd and short. So let's see where they mark him here. Give him credit for 5 there. So 3rd and 3 now at the 21. The Quakers knocking on the door of the red zone. Now hand off to Wayrich. He's inside the 20, and he's got the first down up to about the 16. So that's a gain of about 5 for Wayrich. It's 5 yards there by Weston Wayrich. We're in the red zone. Earlier in this game, we missed a 31-yard field goal. And then, we ended up turning it over on downs another time when we got inside the 30. So we can't afford to let that happen again. So now Wayrich lined up to the right. Ryan Graver lined up to the left. He had 3 receptions last week. Now they give it to Wayrich, and he's inside for about another 4 or 5. So Wayrich becoming, definitely a very credible second back to us. He was last year too, but he's clearly better this year. Wayrich and Starnes, by my count, 224 yards combined. And that will be the end of the quarter. So as we head to the fourth quarter here at Tippecanoe County, your Plainfield Quakers trail the Harrison Raiders 9-7, but the Quakers have the ball 2nd and 7 at the Harrison 13. We'll be back with the thrilling conclusion after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. This broadcast of Plainfield Quakers football is brought to you because of the generous support of our sponsors. We would like to recognize them, and we hope you will support them. They are Remax Centerstone, Julia Berberich, Gunnell Financial, Crone Family Construction, My IT Indy, Ryan Grimes, I-70 Wrecker Service and Garage, BGW Construction LLC, Legacy Motorsports, Crest Point Real Estate, Chris Pearson, Selwith Jones, and the Stewart Home Group, and Ellis and Associates. Thank you, sponsors. Your support for the student athletes of Plainfield High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Tippecanoe County, we got a barn burner of a finish coming at you. We're about to start the fourth quarter with your Plainfield Quakers trailing the Harrison Raiders 9-7 in this varsity game that was originally scheduled to be played last night. Was postponed until this morning at 11 a.m. because of lightning. So now when we resume play, Plainfield has the ball 2nd and 7 at the Harrison 13. Each team with all 3 timeouts left. Plainfield has generally played well. Their rushing offense has been very good for the second consecutive week. Really, you can make a case it's been great. Certainly very, very good, especially for this early in the season, and for a much revamped offense. Their passing offense still developing, but it has, shown some improvement this week. Sophomore quarterback Bryce Sabank showing more confidence, throwing deep a little more, having some success. So anyway, still hopefully we'll get out here with this victory today. This is the home debut of the season for Harrison. They won their opener last week, 30-22 over West Lafayette. So now starting off the quarter here, looks like we got Garver and Ellis lined up to the left, and then Wayrich and Starnes in there at running back. Starnes gets up, but they're right on top of him, and they bring him down right around the line of scrimmage, maybe even a short loss. So that'll bring up a very critical third down, although we are in the range of Leo Hayob, and a field goal here would put us up by 1. So let's see here what happens. Nevertheless, I want the touchdown. So, yeah, it's a loss of 3 there for Starnes. Bringing up 3rd and 9 at the 16. Come on, boys. Let's get those yards back and more. So 2 receivers to the left, 2 running backs. 16 on the play clock. Looks like maybe Sabank might have just changed the play. 11-12 to go now and counting. Trailing by 2. Come on, boys. Handoff there to Starnes. He hits it with a burst of speed, but he's brought down well short of the first. Gets maybe about the 3 he lost on the previous play on his 20th carry of the game. So bring up 4th down. I think we're going to go for the field goal that would put us in. Would give us the win. Starnes gets 2 there, bringing up 3rd, making it 3rd and 7 at the 14. This would be a 31-yard field goal. Come on, Leo, you can do it. Give us that lead. The snap. The kick is up, and it's going to be close. It is good, and we got the lead. So with 10:24 to go, your Plainfield Quakers 10, the Harrison Raiders 9. Oh, God, that was that was intense. I know this is only week 2, but, man, I want this win so much, And I'll tell you, if we had lost that game last week, which we had a good chance to do, we did pull it out when it counted most. And we lost today, that would put us on a 5-game losing streak, and I think that would be very psychologically devastating. This Harrison team is not likely to be one of the better teams they've had under Terry Peebles. He's been there 11 years. In his first 10, they had 9 winning seasons, won 2 sectionals. Last year, they knocked us out of the playoffs and then lost in the sectional championship game to Decatur Central, who ended up going all the way to the Class 5A state championship game where they lost to Fort Wayne Snyder. They were hit very hard by graduation. I think they're going to be back, to be an above average 5A. Well, excuse me, I think they're going to be an above average program for a long time under Terry Peebles. However, it will not in 5A anymore because they moved up to 6A this year. While ironically, Lafayette Jeff across county moved from 6A to 5A, so the 2 teams traded. So a deep kick by Hayob, and it fielded around the 1, brought up to the 20, and he's brought down around the 23. So now Harrison takes over on offense, trailing by 1, 10-18 to go. Come on, boys. Let's make some stops here. Too close for comfort. So after last week's win, we pulled it out. There was 2:21 to go, and Starnes got the come from behind touchdown that put us ahead to stay. It looks like we're going to be the Cardiac Quakers again this year. So 1st and 10 at the 22 for the Raiders. And now a screen pass. It is caught, and he breaks the tackle, gets up to the about the 31. Our defender had his hands on him, both hands on him, but he slipped away. That was Jack Aldridge, picks up 8 there on the pass from Nikolov. Now a handoff this time, and he's brought down. He doesn't get the first. That was Sullivan again. No gain. So a big 3rd and 2 for the Quakers defense. Come on, boys, let's get a stop and get the ball back, and then start milking the clock like a cow. But now we got some movement on the line. It's going to be against the Quakers, so we gave them another first down. Got to stop doing that. So 1st and 10 at the Harrison 35 for the Raiders now. 9:45 to go. And now drop back, and we almost got him for a sack. And now he throws deep, and it is broken up. So 4th down and 2. I'm sorry, 2nd and 10. Sorry, I forgot about the automatic first down. Sorry about that. I got ahead of myself there. So 9:20 to go. So Nikolov nearly sacked through downfield, but I don't think the guy was even ready for it, and it was the pass was deflected to the ground. So 2nd and 10 now. Harrison at their own 35. 9:20 to go. Plainfield 10, Harrison 9. Come on, boys, let's get a stop here. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And now keeper there by Nikolov, and he's got the first down and more on the left side, and he knocked out of bounds just past midfield. Any score would put Harrison up. That was the longest keeper of the game there by Landon Nikolov, the promising junior quarterback for Harrison. Give him credit for 16 on that one. So 1st and 10, Harrison at their own 49 now. 9:13 to go. Come on, let's get a stop here. And now a quick pass. It's caught, and he's brought down immediately. That was Montgomery there. The 5th Raider who's caught a pass tonight. He gets up for about 4. Second and 6 at the 45. That was Braden Montgomery there. 2nd and 6, Harrison at their own 45, trailing by 1. Now handoff to Sullivan. They're on top of him. He gains 1 or 2, bringing up 3rd down and about 4. Give him credit for 1 there. Sullivan has not gotten a lot on his last few rushes, and we seem to be catching on to him. So 3rd and 5 now. Harrison at their own 44, trailing by 1. 8:02 to go and counting here in the 4th quarter in this rescheduled game from last night. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right now. Did we get the interception? Yes. Plainfield gets its 5th interception of the season. We got the ball in the lead around the 40. All right. He threw it low. I didn't catch who got it. I forgot to check out his uniform number and my euphoria. But all right, we got the ball in the lead. 7:51 to go. Plainfield 10, Harrison 9. Now, come on, let's just milk the clock like a cow. Milk the clock like a cow. I think I wrote that one. I'm not sure. It came to me. It came to me one time several years ago, and I've kept it with me ever since. It's one of my favorite lines in my commentary arsenal. So anyway, 7:51 to go here in the 4th quarter. Plainfield 10, Harrison 9. Plainfield coming off their 2nd interception of the game, 5th of the season. A very good start for the defense through 2 games. Now this is ours to lose, boys. This is ours to lose. Snap. Pitch back to Starnes. Got the room up to the 45, 50, out of bounds. And he got the first. All right. So Luke Starnes closing in on 200 yards on the game. So they give him credit now for 13. So Plainfield has the ball first and 10 now at their own 48. Starnes now, I have him 21 for 185 and a touchdown. One receiver to each side now, two running backs. Fakes the handoff now. Sabonk throws deep down the left side, and it is overthrown. Not good timing on that one. I would have rather that, we did a running play or a short pass because, that stops the clock. But it is 2nd and 10. And, I think it is important that, we start to do more, plays with a little bit of risk there. We're trying to adjust Sabonk to the starting position a little at a time. He's, I think he's going to be a good one for us. Still got 2 more years to learn and grow and mature. Now we've got a flag here before the play. Encroachment against Harrison. Okay. So finally a penalty against them. God, I think it's probably 85 degrees here in this room, but it's little outside interference and sound, so it's worth it if it sounds good. So 2nd and 5 now for the Quakers. Starnes got the first down more inside the 35-30, and he could go, yes! Luke Starnes, 43 yards for the touchdown, and this is ours to lose. All right, 16-9 with the conversion pending. Oh, there's a flag. I completely missed the flag in my euphoria. Hopefully it's not against us. Hopefully it wouldn't wrap. Hopefully that doesn't wipe out that 43-yard touchdown by Starnes, but 3 officials deliberating now. The flag is at the 16, so that implies that it was sometime after the, at least after he got the first down, but let's see. Holding against Plainfield. 7:30 to go now, by the way. The clock stopped. So let's see where they set the ball. But it was after the first down, so okay, it's still a 12-yard gain by Starnes. So still in good shape here. So Starnes now 22 for 198 by my count, along with the touchdown, despite the one that was just negated. So 1st and 10 at the 33 for the Quakers, leading by 1, 7:30 to go in the game. 1 receiver to each side, 2 running backs, a common formation so far in this young season for the Quakers. Wayrich gets it. He's got a hole, and he gets up past the 25 up to about the 23 or 24. Wayrich doing very well. Obviously, Starnes gets the game ball tonight, but Wayrich certainly deserves a very good mention as well. 7 yards there. Scoreboard operator making a lot of mistakes tonight. He has it at the 29. Five yards difference than what it should be. And now fakes the handoff, and now he takes it up, and he's got the first down. So Starnes takes it up from the 24 to about the 17. So another 7 by Starnes. That puts him over 200 by my count, to go with his 145 last week. Averaging over 9 a carry. So now we've got Ellis lined up to the right. I believe that's Garber to the left. And now pitch back to Wayrich. Oh, he slips. Oh, no. And he pounds his fist on the turf in agony. That's a loss of 3. I think that's Wayrich's first rush for negative yards on the game. Still 12 for 55. Still about 4.5 a carry. A very good game. And the clock is ticking under 6 minutes now. 2nd and 12 now for the Quakers at the Harrison 20. We've struggled to finish drives all game. You really need a touchdown here. So one receiver to each side, one running back to each. One receiver to each side, one running back to each side. This offense is starting to, and now we got the play whistle dead here. 5:37 to go. So, well, Plainfield's taking its first timeout. I like this timeout here. You know, usually I'm for saving timeouts for the last 2 minutes, but in this case, it's such a critical situation. 2nd and 12. You want to make sure that you not only score, preferably right off a few minutes in the course of doing so. So let's see here. In the course of doing so. So now the song Right Now by Van Halen playing over the PA, very good sports song. And hard to believe that after that album in 1991, Van Halen only did 3 albums after that. Yeah, that's right. There was Balance in 95, and then Van Halen 3 with Gary Cherone in 1998, and then A Different Kind of Truth with the return of David Lee Roth in 2012, and then Eddie died in 2020. Very sad. So anyway, 2nd and 12 for the Quakers at the 20. Handoff there to Starnes. He takes it up the middle, and he gets up for about 6. So the clock keeps on ticking, and we got the lead. Don't forget that. We got the lead. This is one of the lowest scoring games that I've ever commentated. The lowest I ever commentated, by the way, I believe it was 15 points. Hamilton Southeastern over Fishers in the 2017 playoffs, 9-6, 15 points scored between the two teams. So 6 yards there by Starnes. 3rd and 7 now at the 14, under 5 minutes to go. Now a handoff again. And this time he's up past the 5, and he's dragged down just short of the goal line. That's Weston Wayrich there, bringing up 1st and goal inside the 5. Let's see where they mark him. So this is ours to lose now. Marked him at the 2, so that's a 12-yard pickup there by Starnes. And now they give it to a pitch back over to Starnes, and he dives forward. Touchdown. Luke Starnes, 2nd of the game, 4th of the season. Your score now, Plainfield 16, Harrison 9 with the conversion pending. Now there's a decision to be made here, because if we get a 2-point conversion, and keep in mind we were 13 of 20 on 2-point conversions last year, that would make it a 2-possession game and virtually clinch it with 4:37 to go. As it is now, it looks like we're going for the extra point. And Hayob is 5 for 5 on extra points on the season, exactly what he was last year. He was 5 for 5 last year too. Cameron Grimes also 5 for 5. So this would mean that Harrison would have to get the touchdown and 2-point conversion to tie the game and send it into overtime. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 4:37 to go, your Quakers now lead Harrison 17-9. And this is the 2nd time that Plainfield has come from behind in the 4th quarter at Harrison. Keep in mind, we've played 5 of our last 24 games overall against Harrison, 4 of them here at Harrison. In the playoffs 2 years ago, we trailed 28-21 in the 4th quarter before getting 2 late touchdowns to get the win. Went on to win the sectional next week by beating Decatur Central in Hollywood type fashion. So Starnes is the touchdown a half man. 4 halves of football this year, 4 touchdowns by Starnes. Now we just gotta. All we have to do now is keep Harrison. All we have to do now is keep Harrison from getting the. All All we have to do now is keep Harrison from getting the touchdown, a 2-point conversion, 4:37 to go. They have 2 timeouts left. Deep kick, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. So 6 touchbacks through the first 6 touchbacks through the first 2 games of the season for Hayab. He was 3 for 20 last 3 for 20 last year, and this year he is a 6 for 10. So from 15% to 60%, that's a heck of an improvement from one year to the next. And of course, being that this is a senior year, and especially a good time to do it. So 4:37. All we have to do is stop Harrison from getting 8 points. They start off at their own 20. Pitch back now to Gonzalez. And he's got some room. He's dangerous. And he gets 15. So a good start to the drive. So Jack Speedy Gonzalez, I don't know if that's his official nickname. It's my official nickname for him. I have him 6 for 68. Goodness, over 10 a carry. Why does he only have 6 carries? And now right there, Sullivan pounded, for little or no gain. Give him credit for 2 there. And now we've got a Quaker injured. He is moving both his arms and legs, but he looks like he is in a lot of discomfort right now. So the clock will stop an injury timeout with 4:13 to go here in the game. Your score: Plainfield 17, Harrison 9. The Quakers looking for their second consecutive win over their second consecutive 2-0 start here to start off the Tyler Bless era. They were 6-4 last year. It started off 5-0, ended up 1-4 for a 6-4 cumulative record. However, off to a good start this year. Both games coming from behind in the fourth quarter to take the lead. Last week they held it. This week, hopefully they will too. So that injured Quaker is limping off the field at his own power. Looks like he might have some pain in his left leg or foot. That is Thomas Strange there. He is a senior. Hopefully it is not serious. Hopefully he'll be back ready to go in 6 days for that big showdown against Mooresville. So 2 receivers to the left now, 1 to the right, 2nd and 8 for the Raiders. Now they put a lot of pressure on him, and he throws it over his head. So it looked like he threw to Gonzalez. Looked like, I think he got rid of it a little earlier than he wanted to. Put a lot of pressure on Nikoloff there. Starting in the second quarter last week, we put a lot of pressure on Brady Wilson, Terre Haute South star quarterback, who's a senior and I think a pretty big college prospect. So now a very big 3rd and 8 for the Quakers. We have not put that much pressure on Nikoloff in this game, but we did quite a bit there. So now we blitz him again, throws deep downfield, and it is incomplete. So now a very big 4th and 8, 3:59 to go. So come on, no excuse for not getting him off the field here, boys. 4th and 8. Now, if they do, of course, they could punt here because, if they have 2 timeouts and with a 3 and out, they could get the ball back with, 2.5 or more minutes to play. But they are going for it. So you got to give them a lot of credit for that. Coach Peebles making a daring decision here. 2 receivers to the left now, 1 man in motion, 1 running back. Nikoloff drops back. We put pressure on him, and we got him for a sack. Yes. All right. And Nikoloff just, I think, a little bit stunned by what happened. He just he looked resigned when he handed the ball to the official there. All right. So now, unless we screw it up, we're going to get out of here with the win. I'll tell you this. I and these kids did not make the 2 trips up here in less than 24 hours to get a loss. So we got to win this one here, boys. And we will, as long as, something catastrophic doesn't happen. They do have 2 timeouts left. Harrison does, 3:53 to go. But if we get any score, it's virtually over. So let's just milk the clock like a cow, make them use their timeouts. 1 receiver to each side now. Hand off to Starnes. He's up the middle and gets about 2 or 3. He was hit just in front of the line, just right around the line, and plowed his way forward for a little. Let's see how soon Harrison is going to use those timeouts. You know, I have not overtly mentioned this fact in this game with all the other stuff that's been going on, but I'll tell you, I'll tell you, you know, one unfortunate thing about this rivalry is that, you know, these last two years, Plainfield and Harrison played twice, once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. They split the games 2-2, and each time the team that won in the regular season lost in the playoffs. And both playoff games were here at Harrison. But this year we cannot play in the playoffs. We won't be able to next year either, because this year, while Plainfield stays in Class 5A, Harrison moved up to Class 6A. So our sectional is comprised of Decatur Central, as usual, and then 2 newcomers, Whiteland, who we lost to in the regional 2 years ago, and then a newcomer, Anderson. I talked a little bit about that last week. So now back to action here. 3:44 to go. Wayrich gets it, and this time he's up the middle for 2 or 3. His 14th carry to supplement Starnes' 26. And I think that Harrison's just used a timeout again. So that's so both plays have had a quick timeout. So obviously Harrison wanting to get the ball back with plenty of time. Now, if Plainfield does get a first down here, and it's 3rd and 4 now, it's 3rd and 4 now. If Plainfield does get a first down here, they would be able to, you know, run the clock down under 2 minutes, you know, if they choose to do so, if they choose to milk the clock that way. You know, it's showing. Okay. And I apologize. Harrison still has 1 timeout left. I looked at them backwards. So now handoff there, and now they bring down. And he I think Starnes dove past to the first down line, but I think they had blown the play dead first, which would make it 4th and short. If it's where I think the spot is going to be. Okay, so Harrison's just used their last timeout, so they used all 3 timeouts on that possession. They did stop Starnes for, let's see, for 2. Boy, the scoreboard operator, gosh, he is not doing a good job tonight. And that's making my job more difficult, and I apologize for that. So 4th and 2 at the 25 for the Quakers, 3:30 to go in the game. Harrison just used all 3 of its timeouts. I heard somebody say something about kicking a field goal. That would be a 40-yarder, too high risk. Hey, I've already missed from 31 yards tonight. I would say go for it. And, you know, so that, you know, likely if we fail to get it at least, and unless there's just a huge sack, you know, or a huge tackle for loss, you know, Harrison would have, you know, worse field position than if we missed the field goal. So 4th and 2, Plainfield going for it. Usual formation, 1 receiver to each side, 1 running back to each side of. And now handoff to Starnes, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. So we're gonna win it. All right, Luke Starnes, number 3 on the game, number 5 on the season. No medal for guessing who gets the game ball tonight. 24 yards on that one. So, all right, way to go, Luke. We love you. You are awesome. Coming to 3:24 to go. So your score, Plainfield 23, Harrison 9 with a conversion pending. And by the way, if we hit this extra point, then we will have there'll be a 15-point lead. So we got a touchdown lead regardless, but nevertheless, Hayop hits it. He remains perfect on extra points this season. And I'll tell you, I can get pretty dramatic sometimes. But I just sounded pretty casual, and the way I called that last touchdown by Starnes, because it's getting to be so much par for the course for him. So that's a good sign when you get a 24-yard rushing touchdown. It doesn't seem like it's any big deal. It seems like it's just another day at the office. So Luke Starnes, outstanding start to his junior season, playing with a vengeance after not being that effective those last few games where our rushing offense was largely neutralized in those painful losses to Whiteland, Martinsville, and then in the playoffs, Harrison. I don't know how much longer we're going to continue this series with Harrison, but what a rivalry it's turned out to be. And, Harrison is a rebuilding team this year. They struggled to beat a Class 3A team, albeit, 3A power West Lafayette last week. Last year, Harrison beat West Lafayette 42-6. This year, it was only 30-22. And another deep kick there. And another touchback by Leo Hayob, a 7 for the year after only 3 last season. Great start to the senior season. We don't have a lot of big seniors on this team, but he's one of them. A lot of our big offensive stars are going to be back next year. Wayrich is a senior too, and it looks like he's going to go out in style. So 3:24 to go in the game now. Now all we have to do is just be very conservative, take away the big play. Harrison down by 15, 3:24 to go, no timeouts. So that last possession was perfect for us. Make him use all 3 timeouts, then stick the dagger in with that touchdown. So now Nikoloff, screen pass, and it is incomplete off the fingertips of for Schwartz. Nikoloff, 9 of 18 tonight. Not a whole lot of I don't think there are that many people of Russian descent here in Indiana. I recently found out that I have distant Russian ancestry, which I was really surprised about. I'd like to visit, Russia one of these days. The only Eastern European country I've ever been to so far is the Czech Republic, which I actually enjoyed very much. That was in 2001, 8 years after the split with Czechoslovakia. And I'll tell you, they looked like they were still in this, like pendulum moments. How sometimes when people have been repressed, the pendulum swings to the other direction and they just want to party. That's what Prague was like when I was there back in 2001. I'd like to go back someday. And now deep pass, and it is complete there to that's going to be for about 25 yards there. That was to Clary again. Clary may be the biggest offensive star in this game for the Raiders. They only gave him 20 yards. I thought he got down to the 45. Now they said only the 40. Nevertheless, 3:03 to go. So Clary, I have him over 100 yards on the game through the air, so he's done very well. Now it throws again deep, and he's got Gonzalez open, but the fans here wanted pass interference. To me, it looked like incidental contact. I don't think I would have thrown the flag there either. And I try to be honest, about when I would throw a flag or not. So 2nd and 10 now at the 44 for the Raiders. And I do apologize for the mistakes that not only the scoreboard operator, but the PA guy, maybe the same person, are making tonight. So now, and now as he tried to hit, tried to hit Clary again, but it's just too low. So Nikoloff, I have him 10 for 21. He's completed a fewer of his passes as he's, had to pass more to try to catch up. So 2:46 to go, 3rd and 10 for Harrison at their own 44. They trail Plainfield 24-9. Looks like the Quakers are going to get out of here with the win after coming up here twice, about 16 hours apart. They sure deserve it after all that. And screen pass now, it is complete. And he breaks the tackle. He's just short of the first down. That was Gonzalez there. Give him credit for 9. They're bringing up 4th and 1. Gonzalez's second reception. And did he get the interception? Yes, intercepted. All right. So now the Quakers can just run it out. All right. So 3 interceptions last week of Brady. 3 interceptions last week of Brady Wilson. Against Brady Wilson of Terre Haute South. Now tonight, 3 interceptions of Landon Nikoloff. And I think we had only 5 interceptions all of last season. We got 6 through 2 games already. So I like what I'm saying, and that's going to be a good supplement. If we can start intercepting passes semi-regularly and, start to scare some of these quarterbacks more and combine that with a really good rushing offense, and especially if we can get our passing offense even to decent shape, I mean, we're going to win a lot of games this year, I have a feeling, even in the tough mid-state conference. So Plainfield now, I would imagine, will just kneel out the clock or maybe do a couple of running plays. 2:19 to go. We might not be able to kneel it out, but certainly I don't expect anything other than, just a few rushes up the middle. Wayrich this time. And he stays on his feet, gets up for about 5 or 6. 2:12 and counting to go. Plainfield about to win it. This was the Starnes/Wayrich show again tonight. Wayrich gets 6 there. I'll tell you, Starnes is obviously the MVP of this team, but it's like in a movie, even when you have the best actor in the world, it's so good if you have a great supporting actor. Weston Wayrich is that great supporting actor for Plainfield right now. And without him, Starnes would not be this effective. So now Wayrich again. And this time he's got the first down, and now Plainfield will be able to kneel it out. Well, I doubt seriously that any of the Quaker kids or any of the coaching staff listen to my broadcasts at halftime. But, I did say that their slogan for the second half should be finish drive strong, a supplement to my a supplement to the slogan I suggested for the season as a whole, finish strong. Well, they certainly finished drive strong in the second half, and that's why they're going to get out here with the win. 1:08 to go. They lead by 15, 1 or 2 kneel downs, and this one is over. So victory formation now. Sabank just knelt. It's under a minute now. He'll only have to do it one more time. Sabank moving along slowly. He's showing promise. He's been a good game manager. He's gonna be good for us. He's gonna be good for us. And certainly, after I'll hold that thought till the post game. One more kneel down, and that is it. So your Plainfield Quakers come from behind in the fourth quarter for the second consecutive week to move to 2-0 on the young season. Your score here at Tippecanoe County. Your Plainfield Quakers 24, the Harrison Raiders 9. Will be back with a recap and a look ahead to next week's showdown against Mooresville after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. This broadcast of Plainfield Quakers football is made possible by the generous donations of our sponsors. We would like to recognize them, and we hope you will support them. They are Remax Centerstone, Julia Berberich, Gunnell Financial, Crone Family Construction, My IT Indy Ryan Grimes, I-70 Wrecker Service and Garage, BGW Construction LLC, Legacy Motorsports, Crest Point Real Estate, Chris Pearson, Sell with Jones, the Stewart Home Group, Ellison Associates. Thank you, business partners. Your support for the student athletes of Plainfield High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Tippecanoe County for a final time today, where your Plainfield Quakers have just beaten the Harrison Raiders in week 2 of the Indiana high school football season by a score of 24-9. We had to come up here twice, about 16 hours apart. It was not fun to make the 2 trips, but it was not fun to head home last night, go straight to bed, and take another long road trip this morning. But gosh darn it, we got out here with the win, so it was all worth it. The Quakers once again started off slow. Once again, the opponent scored at will on the opening possession. Harrison got the ball first, scored with 8:14 to go on a 10-yard pass from Landon Nikoloff to Quinn Clary. The extra point, however, failed, making it 6-0. However, then the Quakers, the Raiders failed to score on their next 3 possessions. And then with 10:58 to go in the second quarter, Plainfield got its first score on a 2-yard rush by Luke Starnes. The extra point was good, making it 7-6. Plainfield took the lead then. In fact, Leo Hayob was perfect again on extra points today, 4 for 4 last week, 3 for 3 this week, 7 for 7 on the season. However, Plainfield's struggled. They got down into the red zone again, but failed to score when they missed a 31-yard field goal by Leo Hayob. It hit the right upright. And then later in the quarter, they failed to score on a turnover on downs when it had been a very promising drive, but a sack against Bryce Sabank made it 4th and 16 at the 31, and we ended up turning it over on downs there. Sorry, I screwed that call up. But anyway, then with 2:01 to go in the second quarter, Zeke Sherry hit a 27-yard field goal to give Harrison the halftime lead 9-7. And then there was no scoring in the third quarter. But then Plainfield came alive in the fourth quarter with 10:24 to go. Hayob hit a 31-yard field goal after missing from 31 yards earlier. That put us ahead 10-9. And then on our next possession, Luke Starnes scored on a 2-yard rush, making it 17-9. And then on Harrison's next possession, they failed to score, and Plainfield came right down and got. We intercepted Nikoloff for the second time, and we took over at our own 39. Then drove down, and Luke Starnes scored on a 24-yard touchdown rush with 3:24 to go, and then on Harrison's ensuing possession, they began moving the drive well, but then it ended with Nikoloff's third interception, and we ran out the clock from there. So anyway, I'll look at the individual statistics first of all for Plainfield. Bryce Sabank threw a little more deep than last week. Once again, 10 passes like last week. He completed 5 of them for 38 yards. He did have one long completion tonight. That was to Ethan Ellis for 30 yards. Ellis also got a 10-yard touchdown rush last week, so the sophomore showing some promise. Sabank's other 4 completions went to Starnes for only 8 yards. So again, mostly he's throwing short passes, but he threw about 4 deep ones tonight after only 1 last week. Then on our rushing totals, outstanding by our top 2 rushers tonight, Starnes and Wayrich, with the exception of a few keepers by Sabank. Starnes and Wayrich did all of our rushing tonight. Starnes going 26 rushes for 218 yards and 3 touchdowns. Wayrich 18 rushes for 18 yards. Sabank went 6 for 4. Meanwhile, for Harrison, I have Landon Nikoloff completing 11 of 23 passes for 163 yards, 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions, 2 coming in the fourth quarter. Quinn Clary, a very good game. He would get my game ball for Harrison. He got 4 receptions for 117 yards and a touchdown coming from 10 yards out. It would be the only touchdown that Harrison got in the game, came on their first possession. In addition, Jack Gonzalez, 2 receptions for 25 yards. Jacob Schwartz, 3 for 14. Gabriel Maxwell, 1 for 3. And Braden Montgomery, 1 for 4. On the ground, Jack Gonzalez, 6 rushes for 68 yards. Michael Sullivan, 11 for 40. Landon Nikoloff, 6 for 15. Gabriel Maxwell, 1 for -2. And Nico Papadogiannis. I apologize if I got that last name wrong. 1 for 0. Nico Papadogiannis. That's my best guess. Papadogiannis. Obviously Greek. I have very distant Greek ancestry, but I haven't studied it enough to be very good at the pronunciation of some of these names, so I apologize profusely. I love Greek culture. I love going to the Greek festival that they have in Carmel as often as I can. I've been there several times. They're up in that beautiful Greek Orthodox church that they have up there. But I hate ever mispronouncing anybody's name, so I apologize if I did. But anyway, aside from that, this was another not great but good game by the Quakers. They could be 0-2 right now, but they've come from behind in the fourth quarter in both of their games, just like they came from behind in the fourth quarter to win their last 3 games and the last 3 wins they got in 2020. Martinsville in the regular season, they were down 17-7. Noah Hessen got those 2 touchdowns rushing in the fourth quarter to give us the win. First playoff game here at Harrison, we were down 28-21, then got the 39-yard touchdown pass from Newell to Irwin on 4th and 18, then the 51-yard touchdown recovery by Harrison Herbeck to win it. Then game 1 last season, in the Decatur Central sectional championship game that year, down 10-0 in the first quarter. Then Grant Irwin got a interception return for the touchdown after 3 offensive touchdowns the week before here at Harrison. And then 1.3 seconds to go, Newell to Hessling in the end zone to give us the sectional championship. So and then the first 2 games the next year, we came down from double-digit deficits in the first half to win. So the Cardiac Quakers are definitely in full force here to start off 2024. But I'll tell you, as easily as we could be 0-2 right now, it feels so good. I mean, granted, we should have put both of these games away earlier. I'll give us a little bit of a curve tonight because I think there was probably some fatigue because of, the 160-mile road trip yesterday, having to go straight to bed when he got home, be at the school to get on the bus at 7:30 this morning, come all the way back up here again. These kids are going to sleep well tonight, but they're going to sleep happy because they earned this win, and it just feels so good that they that they got out of here with the win. And it would have, I wouldn't have been devastated to lose tonight, and I would have given us a little bit of an excuse, a little bit of an excuse because of the fatigue factor. But still, we should have finished off more. We should have finished off more drives in the first half than we did. We left 3 points on the field on that missed 31-yard field goal. And then there was the time when Savant got sacked, putting us to 4th and 16. So, I'd give the kids about a B- for their performance today, about what I would have given last week. But they just showed so much heart and courage coming from behind in the fourth quarter 2 weeks in a row. I can only imagine, how the kids would feel if they were 0-2 now, having finished 0-3 last season. They would be on a 5-game losing streak right now. As it is, they've won 2 games right now. We've caught 2 fish, not big ones, but certainly medium-sized ones. Harrison probably not going to be the team they've been the last few years, but still should be a decent team. They still should have a winning record this year. And they're going to get better. Terry Peebles has this program in very good shape. This is his 11th year. They've had a winning record 9 of the first 10 years, including 2 sectional championships. This is a good rivalry. I wouldn't mind if we found a comparable opponent closer. But I still I love being here. I love the staff here, even though the scoreboard operator and the PA guy weren't so hot tonight. But they're really nice people here, and so and now that they're in Class 6A, no chance we're going to run into them in the playoffs. So I hope they do very well in the playoffs. It's going to be tough in Class 6A, but I certainly hope they'll do well. And as long as we keep playing these guys, I think it'll continue to be a heck of a rivalry. And who knows? Maybe we'll be in the same class again someday and meet in the playoffs again. You never know. Nevertheless, Plainfield now 3-3 all time against Harrison, 3-2 since we started the series a couple of years ago. Our only matchup before that was in the '92 playoffs when we lost to them in the first round here at Harrison, as they went on to win the Class 4A state championship, still their only football state championship ever. And so, anyway, the rushing game, really good shape. Passing game, it was better today. It wasn't great. It probably isn't going to be great at any time this season. It could be. You never know. We could have one or two star wide receivers step up and emerge, as it happened late in the 2014 season with Dante Keys and Gavin Ritter. And, they began to develop some really good chemistry with the junior quarterback, Colin Nicewander. Again, Ritter and Ritter and Keys were both sophomores that season. Gave us 3 great years as starters. Both went on to college ball. Ritter at DePaul, Keys at, I don't remember the name. It was a big Division II college in Missouri, one of the big Division II powers. And Nicewander gave us two very good years as a starter. And anyway, so Sabank is a sophomore. He's played smart. Hasn't thrown any interceptions. That's good, through 20 passes through 2 games. He threw deep tonight. He showed a little more aggressiveness and confidence tonight, and that's going to continue. So every week, I don't expect us to be an air raid offense this season, but I think if we keep on improving week to week the way we did from last week to this week, I think by the end of the season we're going to have a very formidable passing offense, and the defenses are not going to have the luxury of clamping down on Starnes and Wayrich, and that's going to open a lot of doors for them. So, I'm not asking for miracles. I just want to see solid improvement week to week. We got it from last week to this week. Now, I hope we'll get it until next week, and we need it because we're going to have our toughest opponent of the season so far, maybe one of our 2 or 3 toughest opponents of the season, and a very familiar one, the Mooresville Pioneers. It's a game between 2 of the 3 inaugural members, 2 of the 3 lifelong members of the Mid-State Conference, Greenwood being the other. Decatur Central was also an inaugural member, but left the conference for several years before coming back. Mooresville has been one of the top turnaround stories of the last 7 years. They struggled through most of the 2010s before throwing deep and hiring one of Indiana's living legends as head coach, Mike Gillen. Since his second season in 2018, they've run off 6 consecutive winning seasons, including 4 sectional championships and a regional championship, their first since 1989. That was back in 2020. Last year, after 3 starting years of Nick Patterson as quarterback, one of the best dual state quarterbacks in state history, Mooresville fell off going to a 4-5 regular season, but they did salvage a winning season by getting hot, winning their first 3 playoff games, winning the sectional, finishing 7-6. Plainfield did beat Mooresville 31-15 in the regular season, snapping a 5-game losing streak to the Pioneers, tying the longest losing streak to the Pioneers in rivalry history. The only other time that happened is the first 5 times the 2 teams played. So it was good to get that monkey off our backs. We should have won 31-7. It ended up being 31-15 because they got a late touchdown and 2-point conversion. Nevertheless, it was great to get that monkey off our backs. But now Mooresville is back with a vengeance. Last week in the opener, they got a huge win over Bloomington North, who entered the game as the number 5 ranked team in Class 5A. Mooresville ranked 17th in Class 4A, but the Pioneers got the win, 30-27 at Mooresville. And Mooresville, by virtue of that win, moved up 6 notches from 17 to 11 in this week's AP poll, while Bloomington North dropped from number 5 to number 9 in 5A. By the way, I forgot to mention, despite the win last week, Plainfield actually dropped a notch in this week's poll from number 9 to number 10. So maybe they thought the 4-point win over Terre Haute North wasn't, Terre Haute South wasn't good enough. I don't know what the logic of that was, but with this one tonight, we should move back up, a notch or two next week. Rankings aren't everything. We were ranked number 4 last week after our 5-0 start. And then, things fell apart from there. So I'm more interested in finishing strong, but it's always good to get that, recognition of the AP poll. So hopefully we'll move up again this week. Now, last week was the Mooresville debut of their latest superstar quarterback, and the latest superstar quarterback to play for Mike Gillen, a junior by the name of Connor Cruz, last name Cruz, and he transferred from Covenant Christian. Against Bloomington North, Cruz completed 15 of 28 passes for 254 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. His leading receiver was Caden Brune, who had 5 receptions for 109 yards and 1 touchdown, followed by senior Trey Bennett with 5 receptions for 66 yards, and senior Keenan Brownlee with 3 receptions for 57 yards. Brownlee also led the team on the ground with 26 rushes for 68 yards. So that game will be, again, back at Plainfield. So hope we'll see you all there. We're supposed to have better weather. The high is only supposed to be about 80. Hopefully no rain delays. If there is, at least, we won't have far to come back the next day, and neither will Mooresville. They're only 5 or 6 miles away down 267. So at least nobody will have to put too many miles on the odometer, even if we do have a delay, which hopefully we won't. But anyway, all's well that ends well. I didn't like having to come up here 2 days in a row, but it was all worth it. We got the win. We're 2-0. Another fourth quarter come from behind win. And like I said last year, they don't make it easier. They don't make it easy on our hearts, which is why I call them the Cardiac Quakers. But we love them and we're proud of them, and they're going to keep getting better. So let's keep on getting out there every Friday night, every game home and away, and supporting them. And for those of you who can't, that's why I'm here. And of course, you can also do both. You can listen to the game on your mobile device while sitting there in the bleachers. So anyway, not off to an outstanding start for the season, but a very good, promising start, especially considering the number of sophomore starters we have and the number of people we had to replace. I mean, we replaced, a starting quarterback who's in college ball now, Hunter Newell up at Indiana Wesleyan, where he's reunited with Grant Irwin, who's now a sophomore there for the, I think Indiana Wesleyan is the Wildcats. And then we got Isaiah Miller staying in Indianapolis, staying in the Indianapolis area. Of course, he's not from Indianapolis, but from the suburbs, staying in the region to play in Indianapolis at Marion. And then Jameer Bowie, who is now a senior for Avon. He was our leading receiver last season. So you lose your starting quarterback and your top 3 receivers, and you start off 2-0 the next week with very little passing offense. That's a good start. So, we're off to a good start, and I want it to develop into a great season, and I think it has the potential to do that. So, keep supporting these kids, and keep coming out to the games every chance you get and tuning in. And I think you're going to be very glad you did. And you're going to see a lot of great results. And I think next year's going to be even better. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's take it, like Rocky Balboa said to Adonis Creed in the movie Creed, one punch, one round at a time, or something, something like that. I got to get the exact quote. I'm like the biggest Rocky expert in the world. I should know it verbatim. I promise that'll be one of my pet projects for next week. In addition to obviously preparing for the Mooresville game. So anyway, on Saturday late morning / early afternoon, in a rescheduling of last night's postponed game. Your final score here tonight in Tippecanoe County, Plainfield 24, Harrison 9. The Quakers rise to 2-0, and the Raiders fall to 1-1. Well, this concludes our broadcast. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I cordially invite you to do so. I almost said 1 week from tonight. That's usually the case, but now it's 6 days from now, next Friday at about 6:40 p.m. for the pregame show as your Plainfield Quakers play the arch rival Mooresville Pioneers. Until then, for audiosportsonline.com, this is Lex Zorn saying have a great Labor Day weekend, and remember, there is a difference only you can make. Remember, there is a difference only you can make. Oh my God. Yeah, totally. Gosh darn it, we got it here at the wing. They're going to get better.